it went and completely, I thought it was going to jump the wall.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like preparing
Yeah.
okay, someone better get this on film. Instead, it came to a complete stop from like 60 to 0
no.
so fast.
Did it launch you off?
I launched over the wall and literally like my shoes, like only one of my shoes made it because it like got caught in the stirrups.
Yeah.
I went flying, fell. Luckily, it was on sand because we're at the beach. I honestly think I got a concussion, but I stood up, beer in hand. Don't know how that happened. Hey there. Welcome to Parties to Playdates. I'm Kendall.
And I'm Jess. We're here to fill your day with warmth and laughter.
Join us as we navigate the chaos and joy of everyday life.
We're all about sharing real-life moments with a dash of humor and practical tips.
So grab your coffee and settle in for a cozy chat.
Because here, every moment is a story worth sharing.
No topic is off limit.
And every listener is a friend.
Let's get this party started. Hola.
Buongiorno.
I was waiting for you to say it. I was like, I don't know what it is in Italian, but I hope she gets it.
You know what's funny is one of the apps I use, it has you say buongiorno, and the other one has you say salve. So
is one like a slang?
I don't know. And I don't know if one is like the formal version and the other one is like the street version. I don't know. The informal version. But yeah, so now I'm not sure on that one. And then other ones, you say ciao.
I was going to say ciao, but then I was like, that's
it's like ciao, salve, and buongiorno. And then they've also used, I feel like they also use ciao for goodbye as well. But then the other one also uses arrivederci.
Oh, that's the other one.
So I don't know. I'm still learning Italian, guys.
I'm glad you picked it up though, because I was like, ooh, what can I say?
I love it.
Okay, so I have a travel story. Now that we were talking about stories and travel and stuff, it was such a random one that popped into my brain. So I was like, do I have any like really fun or like cool or interesting stories on travel? And I was going through my photos and I was like, oh my God, how have I not brought this up? Okay, 2 horses in a traveling story. So my first one is in Costa Rica. Me, the dude I was dating, and our friends who were also dating, we were in our van, just like traveling through this like mountainside, like a dirt road, like in the middle of a jungle, just going for it. Don't know where we're going. And we literally like turn a corner and we're like, what is that? Is that a horse? And it's literally like just a horse standing there. It probably had to be somebody's, or like got out, or we were in somebody's land or something.
Yeah.
Because it had like not like a collar or anything or like rope, but it had like a piece of like fabric hanging from its neck.
Oh.
Like a little red fabric. And it was like a tiny horse. And I was like, is it like a pony or like what is this thing? It was just like a wild horse in the middle of nowhere.
It was like an escape circus pony.
Yes. And we found it. And of course we're like, let's jump on the horse.
Oh my gosh, you got on it?
Yes. Of course in a bikini because it's Kendall. What else would I be doing? So yes, we all got on this horse. Not all 4 at once.
Yeah.
But we all just jumped on and it was just like.
And it let you.
Yeah. The chillest horse. Obviously no saddle. We didn't have one.
Yeah.
So we just barebacked it. And it literally like let us just like take photos and videos. And yeah. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I still have it up. I'll show you really quick.
Oh my gosh.
But
that is so
I
fun.
couldn't believe I did that. Because I was like, this horse could have just like ran away with me.
Yeah. Or just bucked you off and broke your neck.
Oh, that too. And I have a bucking off story. My second one.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm like, look at this pretty horse.
Oh my gosh.
It was just like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my gosh, you look so as like one with nature.
Oh, well, thank you.
In your bikini on the horse.
Yeah.
It
was so fun.
Scarf.
Yeah, look
what
at that. It's so
in the
cute.
world?
It has like
that
a little
is
mohawk.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We took so many photos and pictures and videos and stuff, but it was awesome.
Amazing.
The chillest random horse ever.
I love it.
To just let people jump on his back.
That's crazy.
So I'm pretty sure he belonged to somebody.
Yeah.
And then my next horror story is a cruise to Mexico with my family. It was the one they like gifted to us for Christmas. And Ryan and I think my sister and maybe a brother. We were the only ones that had a drink package because we got to also choose if we wanted the drink package or not. And of course, Ryan and I were like, yeah. And it was like 15 drinks a day. Whether you drank it or not, didn't like go to the next day or anything. It was like 15, that's it. And if you wanted more, you just pay. And we're like, cool. Well, I wasn't drinking that much. Ryan definitely was drinking that much. And so we're already drinking, and it was like the day to get off and go do an excursion or get off the boat or do whatever you want to do. And none of my family wanted to get off because literally we've done this cruise so many times. They're like, we've seen Ensenada. We went shopping. We went tequila tasting, got some beers, and we were like, I said, let's go horseback riding on the beach. We have some time to kill. Why not? It's like $20. We like drive for like 30 minutes to the beach and literally just like open the door, and they're just like, caballero. I don't know if that's horse or if that's
I think
cowboy.
Caballo. I think caballo
Something
is
like that.
horse.
They're like, pick your horse. And we're like, we don't have to sign anything? Okay. And I was like, well, can we get another beer? And they gave us more beer. And so me and Ryan are on these horses having a grand old time, sipping our beer. And by the way, that's how you know I'm really drunk, is if I'm drinking beer.
Yeah,
that's
gross.
not a thing ever. Ew. And we're on this beautiful beach, just, riding. And of course, I'm an idiot. And I'm like, let's go fast. And so I'm like trying to like get my horse to go. And it's going and it goes. And then I don't know what happened, if it got spooked or if it just was like, this bitch is trying to go fast.
And this is not what I'm trained for.
Not what this horse is.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Did a really good job. I did a really good job. Anyway, it turns around because we're like all going one way with like all these other people that got on the horses. And mine like whipped it like a 180 and then just started sprinting back to where we started. And it is sprinting. I mean, fast to the point where I was like,
horses are terrifying when they're running fast.
they're
it is
one
scary.
muscle. Like you can feel the power between your legs.
Yeah.
I'm also a woman. Sprinting back. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I may fall off. Like if I'm not like squeezing my thighs with all my might and I'm like trying to pull back on the reins thinking, okay, I've been on horses so many times before this. Like you pull back on the reins and like, hopefully they know the word stop. Well, we're in Mexico, didn't think that fast and was like, I should have said alto, but I'm screaming stop, holding beer, trying to pull back on these reins.
Still with the beer in hand.
Girl, this horse ran all the way back to, it was a concrete like wall, but it was like a 4 or 5 foot wall where they like had the horses tied up when we first got there. And it was like, I'm going back to where I belong. Get this woman off me. It went and completely, I thought it was going to jump the wall.
Oh my god.
And I was like preparing like, okay, someone better get this on film. Instead, it came to a complete stop from like 60 to 0 so fast.
Did it launch you off?
I launched over the wall and literally like my shoes, like only one of my shoes made it because it like got caught in the stirrups. Yeah. I went flying, fell. Luckily, it was on sand because we're at the beach. But still, it could have been so much way worse. And I was like, oh my God. And I honestly think I got a concussion, but I stood up, beer in hand. Don't know how that happened. Oh, also, I think I also had a phone because I was trying to record Ryan.
Yeah.
And I also had the phone in my hand as well. Don't know how I did it. I actually know how I did it because for years I drove a stick shift. So while I was like driving my stick shift, I'm like,
doing all
smoking a joint, having my phone, trying to type and do like this all at once and driving traffic up a hill. I'm like, I could do it all. Anyway, had everything in tow with me. And then Ryan finally shows up. He's like, holy shit, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm fine now. I'm good. And at first I lied. He's like, did you fly off? And I was like, no. And he's like, what? You're like, your hair's all messed up. There's sand everywhere. You have one shoe on. And I'm like, okay, I did. I'm so sorry. But I'm okay. Is the horse okay? And the horse was just like gnawing on a carrot. Totally fine. And he was like, okay, horseback riding's done. We don't need to be doing this anymore. Give me everything. Get back on the van. So we get back on the van. And this is the best part of the whole story is this chick on the van was like, I have to tell you, I recorded you sprinting on the beach with the horse.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh. She goes, can I airdrop it to you? I'm like, yes, airdrop it to both of us. Please, please, please. And literally everyone on the van was cracking up and dying because literally her recording is like me sprinting, looking like a goddess that I am in Mexico on a horse,
and beer in hand,
and this person in the background's going, "Oh no, oh no, oh my gosh, she's going really fast. Oh no, is she a professional?"
Like they were commentating.
Yes, they asked if I was a professional horse rider.
Look at you.
It was so funny. Literally, Ryan and I will never forget that day. And we get back to the boat. I am like full blown exhausted to this point. And I'm like, I am about to pass out and I think I have a concussion. He's like, well, you probably shouldn't fall asleep, but I'm going to the bar. And I was like, oh,
I need to finish off my drink package for the day.
And I think he took
I got 4 more.
Yeah. He's like keeping track. And I was like, don't tell my parents if you run into him. And he's like, okay, definitely will. And he like shuts the door and he leaves.
I 100% would be telling that story.
Oh, and you know Ryan, he's just like, dee-dee-dee, guess what, guys? Kendall got bucked off a horse. And so he runs into my family. I took like a 3-hour nap. I wake up sore as can be, already starting to be black and blue. And I even have photos of like my inner thighs from trying to hold on to the horse so tight that I have like, they were just like black.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. And also another really horrible, totally, it's stuck in my brain forever now. The next day we were like departing and getting off and getting back to Los Angeles, and you have to like go through the line for your passport, getting off the boat. And these people, me and Ryan are standing in line, and I'm just like, Ryan, I hurt so bad. Like, this really sucks. And so he's like carrying everything, and somebody stops us. They're like, hey, are you the girl that like fell off the horse? And I was like, yep. Yes, that was me.
Your videos made it around the entire
It should have been viral. I should be somebody right now. But I know it did go around the whole cruise ship. I'm sure Ryan was like at the bar or like in the casino being
He's just airdropping it to strangers.
Anybody whose airdrop was on probably got the video. But yeah, they're like, you're the chick. And I was like, yeah, like I'm okay though. And they're like, you definitely had a day, but you had a better day than the girl that got mauled by the baby tiger.
What?
Yeah, because Mexico does that crazy stuff, like horrible stuff to the tigers and the animals and everything. Yeah, I guess they tranquilize or like they sedate these baby animals so people can take photos with them. And this one chick was holding a baby tiger, and I guess I don't know if it wasn't like asleep enough or not feeling chill enough to do it, but it turned around and got her.
Oh my god!
And she was on our boat too.
That is
I didn't see her,
crazy,
but I heard about it.
Note to self: don't do the tiger experience in Mexico.
No,
mark that one off your excursion list.
Just do tequila tasting.
Do tequila tasting, maybe an ATV ride. No horses. No little kittens.
Yeah. So big travel, fun stories for me, and I haven't been horseback riding since.
Yeah, horseback riding is so wild. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite travel stories when we were in the UK, we had gone to this little like coastal city. It was called Cromer. We stayed at the top of this I guess I don't want to call it a mountain, but at the top of this cliff that like overlooked the ocean. There was like a lighthouse right next to it. It was beautiful. But one day we walked down into the little town and we went to this pub, and they had a special dessert that they were serving that was called chocolate delice. And it was these like layers of this really dense cake and then like this chocolatey mousse. And so we were like, ooh, let's try it. Let's try some chocolate delice. We didn't know what it was until it came in. So we had a piece and we were like, oh my gosh, this is so good.
You're making my mouth water.
And I looked at my friend and I was like, should we order another piece? And she was like, yes, we're on vacation. And so the server came back around and was like, oh, can I get you guys anything else? And we're like, we'll take another piece of the chocolate delice. And he was like, what? And we're like, yeah, we're going to do another piece of that. He repeated it a couple times, like, you want another piece of cake? Like,
yes,
this is what we're going with today. And I was like, we're both like, yeah, totally. I'm pretty sure this guy walked back to the kitchen like these fat Americans.
We're Americans.
Just like
we want seconds.
double deserting it up over here. But it was so good. And I've never found a recipe for it.
Really?
I've never seen it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So one of these days, I'm going to go back to that place and see if I can
taste it and
track
figure
down
it
what
out.
it is and see if it was as good as it really was. But it was so like, it was light and delicious. It wasn't too sweet. The texture was amazing. It was like one of the best desserts I've ever had. That was one of my favorites. I love that place. That city was so cute.
More travel talk.
It is. I know. This is our part 2. Yes, we recorded 2 separate times, so you're going to see our clothes change here in a minute. You're welcome. We could have put on the same stuff and redone it, but no fun in that.
We could have, and I don't even remember what I wore.
I know my hair was up and it wasn't crinkly, so.
Mine was, I don't know what I was doing, probably down.
I think yours was in a bun, and I think mine was in like a high pony.
The higher the pony,
yeah,
the closer to God. It's not from Legally Blonde or something.
Something like that. So, what are some of your, other than another European adventure, what are other places that you'd want to go to?
Yeah, let's do like our top 3, because I always ask my family whenever we're around, because we always talk about traveling and stuff. It's always the girls. They're like, where are your top 3 next locations you want to go? Or if money's not an option, that's usually what it is. If money's not an option, what are our top 3? 100% India, even though it probably doesn't matter if it's money or not at that point, but like my total top, like I want to go and get yoga certified, like where yoga was like born in India. And I love Indian food. I've never met like a not nice Indian person. And I don't know, I just feel like their culture is just like so beautiful. I love how they dress. I love, I like the smell of curry and all that stuff. Like, I like all that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do.
You
but
like those earthy smells.
I love all that, like, earthy, hippie shit. It's so up my alley. The jewelry, I think, is so stunning. All the things.
So
like, there's so many, like, really cool beaded gowns that they wear. Just everything. I'm like, oh, I would just love to do that. India is one. Where were my other 2? I would like to do Europe, definitely top 3. But I want to do, like, all of it in one. That's greedy. But like Greece, I would love to go to Greece. I would love to do Italy. I would love to do like the Mediterranean kind of vibe for a little bit. That'd be really fun. And then I think I want to do like a tropical island, like the Maldives or something like that. Moorea, Tahiti. Like I would love to do that.
Oh, Moorea. I just started following a Facebook account for this Moorea snorkeling company that posts the most
stunning.
They're snorkeling with blue whales and stuff. And I'm like, oh my, why are we going here?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so top
crazy.
3 would probably be India, some type of Europe, and then Tahiti probably. Yeah, but Tahiti's so expensive. I think it's expensive.
Yeah.
But I had a girlfriend who lived in Hawaii with us who's actually from Tahiti, and she moved back, and I love seeing her on social media because her life is just so beautiful. It's like she does sewing, like she sews things and like makes beautiful fashion and jewelry, like high end kind of things. That's like all Tahitian based.
That's cool.
It's really cool. And then she has 2 kids that she birthed in the river.
Nice.
Yeah. And they like live in like a really humble home, I'm assuming, because she will randomly post it. I'm like, wow, it's not like anything like exuberantly massive. Like it's just like a really nice just home. And then but they live on the water. They like will be on their canoes, and their kids are like sitting on like the edge of the boat, just like drifting with their feet in the water, and the water's like you can see the coral and like the sharks underneath. It's magical. It's such a magical. I love when she posts things about her life because I'm like, God, that is just so beautiful. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
What are your top 3?
Definitely in my top 3. I don't know if I can combine these 2, but like
I combined Europe.
New Zealand, Australia.
You can combine that.
Oh, we'll combine that one because that one I feel like there's so much to see there. Like I would love to go there for like 3 months and just see all the things and all the places. And I feel like there's such a variety there. That's definitely in my top 3.
That's such a good one.
Another one would be like Scandinavia, like
Ooh.
Finland,
Mm-hmm.
just in that kind of like Viking-esque region.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those places are not super typical around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe that's part of I feel like I identify with that culture in a way. I don't know why, probably because people always say I look Scandinavian.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like, I don't know, it seems simple.
Mm-hmm.
It seems homey,
Yeah.
like a nice place to visit. So I
Yeah.
would love to go there. And then I think my third one, I would love to go to South America, like
Ooh.
Brazil
Mm-hmm.
or Argentina, or some of those super southern, those cultures that are so vibrant
Mm-hmm.
and lively,
Mm-hmm.
but family oriented. I don't know. I feel like
That's
it
like
would
you
just
in a
be
nutshell
a
that you just
fun-
described.
It would just be like a
Seriously.
fun place to go to just see, just like their fun out, like carnival stuff would be
Oh,
so fun to
Jess.
go see.
Oh,
All the
Jess.
outfits and the feathers and the
You have
headpieces.
all of that to go to
I have all
Carnival.
those things to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be fun to go somewhere like that and just, and I don't even know what's there, to be honest,
Yeah.
but the idea of it.
You're like, but that festival's there and
sounds
I'm
fun.
going there.
And I know there's mountains there
Mhm.
and there's beaches. There's a whole variety of things that are down there that I have no idea about. Drug lords, whatever.
Hey,
All the
everywhere,
things.
everywhere has bad places. So,
But I think that would be really cool. Just I like the cultural part of that. I feel like I would love the food.
mm-hmm.
And
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know. Just
God, that sounds so good.
seems like a fun place to go. So
Those are great.
yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's
I
so
do. I
exciting.
would also like to go to Africa at some point just to see all the amazing animals.
Yeah.
And I feel like, were people friendly in Africa? Because I feel
Oh
like,
my God, the humans were amazing.
Yeah.
Like they would give you the shirt off their back even if they didn't have it. Like, and if it was like
yeah,
the only one they had, they
Yeah.
would totally do it.
yeah. So I guess I like places with nice people.
Mhm. Yeah, nice
Or I want to
people
go places with nice people.
are good.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Ugh. And you know what? I do want to travel more like in the States because so many people want to come to America and like travel. And we're always like, why would you want to do that?
yeah.
But like, honestly, like we do have some really pretty areas.
Oh yeah,
here.
there's some really cool places.
Like, I'm curious because you've been to so many. What are your top places here?
For the United States, I really loved city. We went to a lot of big cities, so we would get to a city and we'd like usually the day before we set up, they would just like let us loose in the city. They would just like drop us off downtown and be
Oh my
like, we'll
God.
pick you up in 6 hours. And we'd say, okay, bye. And then we would just scatter and do whatever we wanted.
That's so cool.
I really loved Boston. It was in the fall, so it was beautiful. And I feel like the people had attitudes, but
Ooh, like
also
spicy, like sassy.
They were kind of spicy and sassy, but they were nice at the same time. I don't know, like they intrigued me a little bit. I think I was entertained, and the architecture there was beautiful. The coolest buildings, like on the West Coast, or like where I grew up in Utah. Like when a building gets old, a lot of times they just tear it down and then they build something new. But I feel like that's the one beautiful thing about like New England, East Coast. They like maintain and preserve old buildings. And so you have all this beautiful, amazing architecture that you
That is
don't
cool.
like, you don't realize that you're missing in younger cities kind of thing. And they've been around for so long. Some of these buildings are like 300 years old. It's wild.
Now that you say that, that's so true because I mean, here in Florida, there are like protected areas. I don't know if there's anything like protective on the West Coast. I mean, as maybe there are, and I just haven't been to those cities, but like where I'm from, I don't see like any old buildings. Like if you like go to Pensacola and stuff, they'll have protected homes from like, I want to say the 1800s. It's like, it's so cool.
Yeah. And even here, it's not even as extreme here as it is in some of these East Coast cities. Like, so like where we used to live around DC, there was tons of historic homes and things like that. They were preserved. And the downtown area of Boston was it felt historic. It felt like it had a story. It was really interesting to me. So I love places with amazing architecture like that. That's just different and beautiful. I also really liked the Northwest, like Washington, Oregon,
Oh yeah, I love that area.
where you feel like you're in a tropical jungle and there's waterfalls everywhere and these like beautiful curving rivers and mountains
and the trees. The trees are what get me.
Mountains in the distance, like that huge, I can't even remember what mountain's up there that's ginormous and it's always covered in snow and you can see it from like Seattle or something.
I'm about to say a stupid name, so no one judge me. Is it Everest? Is Everest in the United States?
No, it's not Mount Everest. It's not Mount Everest. I'm going to delete this if it is, because we're both wrong.
Nope, Google. That's what Google's for. Hold on.
But I do Seattle was really fun. I feel like Seattle was a super cool city. And maybe it's because I love that Sleepless in Seattle movie. And we went to that fish market or whatever that's in that movie.
We're going to die.
Where is it at? Isn't it in Africa or somewhere? Where's it at?
Literally in the Middle East.
In the Middle East, see.
Mount Everest. What a dummy. Literally, I think it's at Dubai.
Really?
Maybe. Okay, hold the phone, everybody.
Oh my gosh. We're learning geography today.
Everest. Mountain in Asia.
What's their weather today?
Whoa, I'm so wrong. Definitely not Dubai.
I was going to say, Dubai's
It's
kind
in
of
the
a desert.
Himalayan
in the Himalayas.
mountains,
Okay.
the China-Nepal border.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
I thought it was in. You need to delete that. Ryan's going to shake his head and die.
We'll put this one on the Patreon, guys. You're welcome.
Okay,
Where the truth of our knowledge really comes out.
That area of the United States, I think, is stunning. And I think so many people take that away from California because they think of Los Angeles and like Hollywood and it's just dirty, nasty, smells like piss. But like up Northern California, I think it's just stunning.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then even though I'm from Utah and I might be biased.
Oh, yeah.
Southern Utah, like Arches National Park, Zion, like there's a gazillion different places, like the Grand Canyon, that like deserty, rocky, magical rock formation. I'll be honest, you don't see that in a lot of the places that I've been to. You do not see that variety and that like extreme.
It is extreme.
Like it is an extreme, majestic experience that a lot of people don't understand until they actually see it. And I used to always, when I was growing up, I was like, oh, why is everybody, the Grand Canyon, whatever. But until you stand at the edge of the Grand Canyon, you have no idea. Like the pictures are beautiful, but the feeling standing at the edge of that is like nothing else. Like it is an experience that, and you're not even doing anything. You're just standing.
Yeah, really, you're not doing a single thing.
You're just standing there. So that's really beautiful. There's a lot of really cool places in our country. Since being in Florida, you know, everybody in Florida talks about like beaches and Disneyland and Universal Studios,
Miami. It's all that kind of stuff.
But I just recently saw it was this trek, like this little circle. It's in west central coast of Florida, but it's all the natural springs, which I've actually been to. Me and my kids took a little trip like last spring break to some of them where the manatees go in the winter time to like hibernate. And we just randomly came across some of them. We did get to see some manatees, but it was kind of at the end of the season where they had already started to leave. But the springs that we did come across, they were magical. Like you would just pull up to this like little dirt lot and walk down some little stairs. And then it was this like tropical jungly and this like blue lagoon
like
where you could see everything underneath the water. You could swim, you could like snorkel and see where the water was like coming out of the ground.
That is such a trip to me when you see it coming from the ground. It's like, where the hell is that coming from?
In that part of Florida, I looked it up once we got there. There's like 10 or 12 different ones. It's one of those things that you don't really realize how cool they are until you show up and then you're like, well, look at this. This is so cool and like hidden and water like that, so clear and beautiful was really neat. And it's all cold. It's all like 68 degrees or something.
So lovely here when it's hot.
So, which is perfect for Florida because you're dying.
Yeah.
So
that is so cool. We should definitely try and do like a trip down there.
Yeah, it would be really fun. And
it'd be so fun.
It's nice because it's not on the beach. So like lodging is a lot cheaper and it's not a lot of big commercialized places, they feel a lot more, oh, look at this cool place we found. When we went, there wasn't a ton of people at all.
Yeah.
Some places we were almost completely by ourselves.
That's what I like.
It was wild. And then another one that's on the way there that I've looked into that's like inside of a cave. So you like walk down like into a cave, and then it's this lagoon that's in this little cave thing. It's pretty crazy.
That is so cool. You just reminded me when we were in Mexico for our honeymoon, I did a bunch of research on like restaurants because I love going to like really cool, fun, hip restaurants and stuff. And when we were in Mexico I think we were in Playa del Carmen, there was a restaurant in a cave. And we went there for dinner, and it was not our anniversary, our honeymoon dinner. And it was honestly like the coolest experience. Like our taxi pulled up, and it's super fancy. So we were like dressed to the nines. It felt so, like bougie. I love it because we're never that ever. And you like literally like pull up, they're like, we're here. And I'm like, okay, where? I'm like, we're like it was really strange because it was almost like in the city, but like a town. And I was like, well, it's a cave. Like, and it's a real life. Like they didn't just make it. And it was just like this doorway down steps, all these steps. And it literally just opened up into this stunning cave that wasn't very big. You had to go through like little holy pathways to get to like certain different tables and stuff.
What a cool idea.
Chandeliers hanging, like glass. Oh my God. It was very, very cool. And the food was delicious. They had their own wine cellar that if you wanted wine, you had to go and pick and walk it. It was so cool.
That is so fun.
You should look up like really cool restaurants for Italy.
Yeah.
And see what they got. Because I mean, Instagram was my best friend when I was like trying to figure out what to do for Mexico for a honeymoon. Yeah. And that's how I found it.
That's really cool. How fun. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some research on some places to go because there's got to be some cool hidden stuff.
Oh, there has to be.
And I'm going to be obnoxious. Like, I'm going to be asking everybody we run into that can speak English. I'm going to be like, hey guys, can you tell us where to go?
Yeah. Where should we go for dinner?
Where should we go for this? Where should we go for that? You know, can you take us there? Can you show us where it's at?
Do you want to come to dinner with us?
We're going to make so many friends. Andrew said to me the other day, he goes, oh, what if we go there and we love it so much we just come home and sell everything and pack up the kids and move to Italy? I was like,
he and I are so on the same page.
Like, I don't know, like we could do that, I guess.
Yeah. Hey.
I was like, if I like it that much, sign me up, let's go.
I would love to. That's so cool.
So Kendall, what's cooking this week?
What's cooking good looking? Well, I'm about to make beet hummus today.
Ooh.
Yes, it's one of my favorites. We make hummus a lot, and Mavi loves it. I love it. Even Ryan really likes it. So I had one more beet left in the fridge that was going to die soon. Yeah. So this morning, I was like, oh, I have like 45 minutes. If I cut it up really small, I can roast it really quick and then put it in the fridge. And I did.
Nice.
And so I have the beans, except I used all my lemon juice today for my salad dressing. So I have no lemon juice, so I have to go to the store.
Yeah.
But that's my plan.
Definitely didn't put on Do Not Disturb. I hate it when it's just that one last ingredient that you're like, oh, cool, I've almost got the dang it.
Yes, and it honestly makes it. Like, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
So I absolutely need lemon juice. And then I was like driving and I was like, maybe oranges will do. And I already used the rest of the lime juice this morning as well in my beet juice. So I'm like, oh, hot mess over here.
You got to go to the store or talk to a neighbor for sure.
Yes, but yeah, making some hummus, and I just have so many peppers and cucumbers and carrots I need to eat, celery, and we have some chips I need to get dipped into something.
I like it.
Yes,
Let's get dipped.
Yeah.
Yummy. I made a really big hit this week that was this like salmon, I don't know, I just call it like a salmon bowl.
Yeah.
Where you chopped up salmon and put this yummy marinade seasoning on it, threw it in the oven. And then you did this cucumber, avocado, lime salad, and then rice, just plain white rice. And then they had you make this sauce that was out of like sriracha and cottage cheese and I think some more lime juice. And so it was kind of almost like a homemade spicy mayo, but like protein packed because it's just most of it was cottage cheese and you just blended it up in the blender. So then you just layered your rice with the salmon, the little salad, and then you just put the spicy sauce on top. But Andrew's like, I don't know what this is. I don't know where you got this recipe, but please write it down on one of your little cards and put it somewhere safe so that we can find it again, because I am notorious for finding
losing it?
delicious recipes and then being like, oh man, where did I find that? Why didn't I write it down? Where did it go? So Andrew will always be like, no, write it down right now. And I'll be like, I'll do it later. And he's like, no, you won't. Do it right now. I want to
Right
eat this
now.
again. We'll share that yummy recipe.
Yeah.
And Kendall's beet hummus recipe. I'm so interested to hear what's in that bad boy.
It's so simple, but it's so good.
I'll see if we can figure out a way to put some meat in.
You can. You could dip some pepperoni.
Throw some cottage
sticks.
cheese in there with
There you
it. Dip hunks of beef steak in
Get
there.
some bacon. Dip it.
Just
Hey, that's probably
scoop
good.
it up with some teriyaki beef jerky.
There you go. Ryan's going to hear this and be like, I need teriyaki beef
I
jerky
know.
because I'm going to dip it in your hummus.
It's actually a really good idea. I think
is a
hummus would
great idea.
taste great on a freaking piece of meat. Okay.
That is so good.
So let us know. We shared our top 3 favorites that we want to go to travel to. So we would love to hear what are your guys' top 3? Like, what's your dream vacays?
Yeah.
Because
I love talking about vacations and travel.
And I love hearing about new places, because sometimes people talk about stuff and I'm like, I've never even heard of that place before. And then you look it up and it's incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know. We want to get in on what you want to know or hear about. So yeah, let us know. And we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Adios.
Arrivederci.
Ciao. Sayonara.
Sayonara. I like that one. And that, party people, wraps up another delightful episode of Parties to Playdates.
We hope you're leaving with a smile, a story, and maybe a tip or two.
Remember, life's journey is better shared with a friend.
And we're so grateful to be part of yours.
If you enjoyed today's chat, don't forget to rate and subscribe to our show.
Your support keeps our community growing and our stories flowing. We want to hear from you. Please send us your thoughts, ideas, and questions to partiestoplaydates@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Parties to Playdates.
Until next time, keep embracing the chaos and finding the joy.
Take care and stay connected, party people.
Bye for now, and don't forget to laugh a little extra today.
Bye.